The news is screaming, recession, recession, recession. And you could see all the worried faces. Look at gas prices. Look at, oh my gosh, there's no Tylenol on the shelves. Oh. Here's why I'm excited, because recession's coming. Because it's going to be the perfect opportunity for those who have faith. They are going to thrive. I want to remind you that more millionaires were created in the Great Depression than any other time in history. And I promise you, this recession is going to create such wealth for those who have faith. Now, faith isn't blind belief. Faith is a demonstration of knowledge. And I'm going to share with you in this video how you can demonstrate your faith and thrive through this recession. Let's get into it. Hi, my name is Nakula, and I help men master their S3X energy so you can become a powerhouse both in and outside the bedroom. Why your S3X energy is so important when it comes to this recession and demonstrating faith is because ultimately, to demonstrate faith, you have to deny the senses. If you're a man who somebody brings alcohol by and you have to drink it, you are essentially controlled by your senses. If you see some girl shaking her ass on TikTok and you got to whoop it out and jerk it off, you are a slave to your senses. If you are not in control of your lusty energy, your S3X energy, you are ultimately a slave to your senses. And the only way to demonstrate faith is not blind belief. I'm going to show you how to demonstrate faith. But the first thing you have to understand is faith is not just, just have faith. No, that's foolish. All right? That's faith in ignorance. We're talking about actual faith, which is full of knowledge. So to actually have real faith, you have to deny the senses. I'll give you a very black and white example. Maybe you go onto your bank account and it's negative. It's in the overdraft. And you're like, okay, I really want to be rich, but my senses are telling me that I'm broke. And so what most people do is they take on the identity of their senses. Well, I'm broke, right? Somebody in grade 3 told me I wasn't pretty, so obviously I'm not pretty, right? Somebody, I didn't come from a good family, so therefore I'm not worthy of a good life. Right? All of this kind of nonsense is playing inside of your mind, and that's what the senses are responding to. So by the denial or control of the senses, you develop in willpower and you shift your perception. You see, only a fool thinks themselves to be the senses. Oh, and they don't recognize that consciousness is actually what gives instruction to the senses. You see, it's complete illusion the other way around. Well, my senses see that my bank account is empty, but I guarantee you made bad financial decisions. That's why your bank account is empty. Maybe you're distracted. Maybe you're full of vice, so your money is going to chips and Doritos instead of into your savings account. You need to get real with yourself. It's the only way. Okay, as long as you're going to continue to buy the story of the senses and the story of the news, then you are going to fall victim to their story. So their story right now is recession, recession, recession. Well, let me remind you right now that there was more millionaires created in the Great Depression than any other time in history. Now, millionaire back then, of course, was a big deal. I'm sure we're going to create many billionaires through this recession. There's going to be many, many multi-millionaires and billionaires created through this recession. But it's only for those who know how to demonstrate faith. So there's a great story that I'm going to share with you, and you can use this for any aspect of your life, whether it's your finances, whether it's your marriage, whether it's your health. Okay, so here's the story. There's a village, and this is way before modern plumbing. So this village collects their water through rainwater. Well, there's a big drought, right? It's a recession. There's a big drought. And people are freaking out, just like they're freaking out now. You know, there's probably some media outlet taking advantage of people going, there's a drought, oh my goodness, we're all in trouble. And so people are freaking out and they're gossiping and they're talking to each other, talking about the gas prices and all this stuff. Oh, no, sorry, that's modern day. In this village, they're just talking about the drought. The drought. Well, there's one guy in the village who decides, I'm going to do something different. And what he does is he goes out into his property every day and he starts digging a ditch. And every day he's digging and he's digging and he's digging this massive hole. And every day it's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And while the rest of the town is freaking out because there's a drought and thinking we need to leave the town and we need to abandon the town and all these things, this guy just stays steady and is digging his ditch. Well, finally, some people in the town get notice. What's this guy doing? So they start to go over, hey man, what are you doing? And he says, well, I'm digging a ditch because eventually the drought is going to be over and eventually there is going to be a rainfall. And when it rains, I am going to collect a massive amounts of water. And you know what do most people do? They laugh at him. They make fun of him. They don't have the vision he has, so they're crazy. That guy's crazy. He's digging a ditch. There's a drought. What's the point of digging a ditch? Well, there's a drought. That's how most people are, right? There's a drought. What's the point? What's the point of taking action? There's a drought. They would rather complain and bitch instead. Well, there's a few of his neighbors and a few people in the town. They took inspiration from him. They're like, well, maybe that's smart. Maybe we need to dig our ditch too. So they start digging a ditch. So about, I don't know, let's say 5 to 20% of the town starts digging ditches. And the pack, 80%, 80 to 95%, they bitch and complain. Well, one day, early in the morning when the whole town is sleeping, the town is awoken by a massive thunder. And they all come outside and lo and behold, there is a massive rainfall and there is clouds for days. And for days and days on end, there is a massive rainfall. Well, every day, this guy's water and ditch fills up and fills up and fills up. And eventually, when the rain does finally subside, he's got so much rain that not only is he never worried about water again, he can literally supply water to his friends and family. He's building pools and hot tubs with his water. And those who took inspiration from him, they're also set up because they dug their ditches. And now they've got tons of water as well. But what does the 80% of the town do? They just had little pots and pans. And as the rain was falling, they went out and they are tried to capture the water in their little pots and pans because they never dug their ditches. They didn't demonstrate faith. So how did he demonstrate faith? He denied what his senses saw. He denied the news. He denied the narrative. He denied the mass consciousness, and he respected universal law. Eventually, it's going to rain. This world is abundance itself. And he demonstrated his faith not by his words, not by blind belief, but by his knowledge. He knew, well, if there is a recession, eventually that recession is going to lead to the opposite. There's going to be a time of thriving. And who is going to thrive? Those who stayed in action and demonstrated their faith. Those who built maybe a business, those who dug their ditch. You need to dig your ditch in your life. You need to, if you want your finances to improve, you need to start to take action now. Every day, getting to work, whether you're seeing the results or not right away, deny the senses and get to work. Start to read books on how money's created. increase your knowledge, and next thing you know, you're going to have faith in your action. If you want to improve your health, you need to stop going, oh, well, I'm unhealthy and I'm blah, 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 and stop bitching about it and start to do what healthy people do. Get up, start eating well, start exercising, get your ass off the couch. Be healthy, deny your senses. Right? If you want a better marriage, stop complaining about your marriage. Stop complaining about, your relationship, and start acting as if that relationship was amazing, because consciousness or spirit is the actual truth. Consciousness is what matters. Spirit is what matters. Energy is what matters. And matter, or the senses, see, the senses vibrate on the level of matter. That's the material body. This is vibrating at the level of matter, but this comes from consciousness or spirit. So we demonstrate faith by denying the senses, by denying the news, by denying the mainstream narrative, and we act as though it were impossible to fail. And it is universal principle and law. Those who act as if it was impossible to fail will never fail. Because that guy dug his ditches. And because he dug his ditches and he was persistent and he denied the bullshit stories, he is now living like a king. And that is available to you, and it is available to every single person on this planet. The only question is, will you become self-controlled, self-mastered enough, and develop enough wisdom and knowledge so that you demonstrate your faith on a daily basis? Or will you be like the pack? Will you be like the broke, the unhealthy, the divorced, the sexless, passionless, masses, because you didn't demonstrate your faith? I'm digging my ditch every single day. Look at the success of this channel. My business continues to increase as more people are calling for a recession. We're looking to expand. Why? Because we're digging our ditch. We're going to expand. We're going to invest. We're going to continue to grow. And if you're one of those people who want to take inspiration, make sure you subscribe. You never miss a video. Come dig your ditch with us, and make sure that you, your family, and your life is awesome. Deny the masses, reject the story of recession, and go create your own economy by building something amazing. I love you guys so much. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.